One of the most impactful things that you can do to embed AI thinking and behaviors across your wider organization is to really light the inspiration in the minds of your business teams, whether that is people in marketing, sales, legal, finance, whatever it is that that team does. It's to help them to think through how they can use publicly available AI tools to improve the effectiveness and the speed at which they're able to work. And so I'm pleased to publish this free facilitator guide that you can use to run prompt writing hackathons in a DIY environment. You don't need me to execute this. And I'm going to run you through what's included in the guide. You'll get a link to this in the video show notes as well. So the facilitator guide includes everything that you need to run a 2-hour hackathon stroke workshop for 10 to 15 people within your company. Now, my recommendation is that when you run these, you run them for a specific team or role so that everyone that's in that specific hackathon is coming up with the same or similar ideas around processes and templates. You'll get a lot more collaboration and interaction between the team members than you would if you take, one person from finance, one from legal, one from support, and they're all trying to solve slightly different issues. Now, I talk about this being an intensive 2-hour session. You could easily make this a half-day session at 3 or 4 hours and have more time for people to come up with a second idea or to share or iterate on their ideas. But 2 hours is relatively easy for people to carve that time out of their calendar and get going. Now, why should you run a hackathon like this? Well, there are two main benefits. One is for the company. If we can get every single one of your people thinking AI first and thinking about how they can use these tools to accelerate and improve their work, then that is great for the overall company, but also for the individuals. It is going to help to develop their career. It's going to move them forward into either more senior leadership roles or give them the capability to transfer into other departments. It's going to give them huge career flexibility. Now, I've split this guide into a few different areas that I'm going to go through: the pre-hackathon planning, the actual facilitator guide for you to run the 2 hours, and then a post-hackathon follow-up. I'm not going to go through all of it in great detail, but I'll just show you some of the things that are included. So in the pre-hackathon planning, what I've provided you with here is just some basic structure of what you might need. I very much recommend that this is done in person. So I talk about how you might want to set up the room, some of the technology requirements, and how you can invite the individuals. Now, one thing that I'm going to call out here, AI technology decisions. So how are you going to get your attendees to play around with AI during your session? Now, your company may already have made a technology decision, and you may already have a team or enterprise license for Claude from Anthropic, or for ChatGPT or Gemini or any of the other enterprise-wide tools. If you haven't got that decision made, you haven't got an AI policy, then that doesn't need to slow you down. And so I provide you with 3 options here. One is through using a developer account, API access, where you can very easily provide and then remove access straight after the session. Another is to invest in a corporate AI account. So that could be a Teams or enterprise account for Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, or another platform, just for these set of users of your attendees. And then the fallback is the majority of people now are starting to have their own individual accounts, either free or paid. And whilst that comes with its own governance issues, you can still use that and get through a very effective hackathon. So I'll guide you through some of the pros and cons there. You'll then have a pre-work survey, pre-hackathon survey to get some input. And this is going to give you the focus of a lot of the actual hackathon itself. So we're going to ask people to talk about the specific processes that they work on. So for example, an HR team, use a job interview process and an onboarding process. These are defined, they work today, they're very manual, and there's opportunities to improve that. The next question that we'll ask attendees is about the policies that guide their work. So for a finance team, they have an expenses policy and they may have a price discounting policy. So what are those documents that already exist? And then the final thing that we'll ask for attendees to think about is the templates that they already use today. So for example, a procurement team will already have an RFP or sourcing template. They will already have a supplier onboarding template, and we want to have people think through that. The facilitator guide itself, I'm going to provide you with step-by-step and slide-by-slide of how you're going to execute this over the 2 hours. I'm going to provide you with some templates, so a use case tracker that you can use in your session, so each of the individuals can track their policies, processes and templates by the pane and then prioritize where they're going to spend their time. And I'm going to provide you with a prompt design template where your attendees can start to think through their chosen prompt and decide how to build it out and make it a lot more effective. Having run your 2-hour session in which your teams will have prioritized and defined which prompt they want to work on, they'll then have developed it within your choice of the AI platform. They'll have done a mini demo to all of the other attendees and then got feedback on how to improve and iterate on it. So having completed that 2-hour session, we then go into the post-hackathon follow-up, and I provide you with week by week next steps for both the participants and for you as a facilitator. And within that, I provide you with some success tracking templates, how to document the impact so that you can share the success across all of your other communication channels, and then some other next steps. And then I've also provided you with a template where you can track the common challenges that come up as you run these hackathons and as people start adopting these prompts, so that you can provide a great knowledge base and change enablement program to help people get the most out of the hackathons that they run. So that is the hackathon guide. Who makes a great facilitator? Well, you do not need to be a data scientist or an AI specialist. This is about being close to the business. So this would be a great fit for either someone in your L&D team who's used to running these kind of exercises. This could be great just for a team manager and you run it for your own team. It's really anyone that is able to inspire and get a team together and get them to think about the business process, the policies and the templates that they're working on. And then this guide will show you how to use publicly available AI tools to improve those processes. So that's the Prompt Writing Hackathon Facilitator Guide, all free, available for you to access, create a copy and run as you wish. If you'd like any help or questions about how to run it, then just contact me through the website at charliecowan.ai and I'll be happy to help.